random number guessing game, as you can tell from up here. Now, this is the part of the video where I could time-lapse it. Enough about that though, we'll talk a bit about my day. So this was Tuesday the 8th. I had this idea to film this kind of vlog thing after I finished my computing engineering lecture, which is what you're seeing on screen now. It's practice for computing engineering. We're writing C++ code, and it was just I had a bit of trouble understanding it, and I found, well, a good way for me to stick to it and for me to pick up something I don't understand is if I'm doing it with or to somebody. Now, that's how this whole idea came along. So it's not anything super new. People do study all the time, study videos all the time. But for me, it's less about study video and more about keeping myself motivated. And this is how I enjoy it. And besides that, day was pretty smooth sailing. Before this, I was in class, I was working on some PLC things, which, you know, PLC is quite advanced if you know what they are, the programmable logic controllers, and that's a bit of a rough class, so that you'll see that coming through as well. And then we've got another class all about networking devices with IP addresses and all of that stuff. I watch some tennis videos in the library because I'm a tennis fan, right? Tennis it's always been a part of, you know, getting out there, staying fit and that. I need to get back into it. And the reason the description says study and other things is because I might want to take you guys and show you guys playing tennis and that sort of thing. So it's not fixed to one thing. Booted up the old recording software, started getting this done for you. So what's actually happening here, I'm coding a game, a little mini game. That's just a random number generator. You put in a random number, and if that random number is the same as a random number generated by a machine, then congratulations, it's working, it's fine, it's good. If you don't put it in, it says that guess was too high, that guess was too low. To me, it's really cool how you can take just words and logic and build like a little game with it. So what you're watching me doing here is trying to fix some mistakes I made earlier. And I don't know how versed everyone is in coding, but I had a while statement and an if statement in that while statement that had the same thing going on. So it was causing me to run twice. You'll see me write it down as we keep going. There's nothing too much to it, actually. It's quite easy going in terms of the amount of work you've got to put in to learn the syntax for coding. Where it gets hard is trying to put it into practice here, trying to make things do different things, and remembering to put semicolons at the end of your code. Oh, that'll get you for sure. So you see now, while I'm working with the actual code, that's all about trying to figure out where things should go. I'm speaking a bit of gibberish here just because I don't want to overcomplicate it and say I'm declaring variables, I'm declaring statistics, I'm declaring this. I'll give you the main breakdown of how the code's been structured. So at the very top, I prototype a function. What that does, prototyping the function, just lets the main function, which is, you'll see it says int main. That main function is the backbone of the code. That's where everything really happens. So above that, I've prototyped a function. It just lets the main function know I'm going to be using that later on. Then we've got the main function, where the main part of the code is, this is where the machine goes all the time. When it's running code, it goes to main. At the bottom, you can see I've said void random game int g int a. And you can see I've said void random game int g int a. What this is, just really quickly, is the actual function I've built. So this function will carry out the actual random part of the game. It'll carry out the guessing and everything inside the guessing, and then it will print it out in the main function. So a void function doesn't return a value. It just prints out the value that it gets. So the reason I've used it here is I don't want to return anything to the main block. I just want to say congratulations and then go see if the person wants to play again or not. And I've done that in the main block. There were some trials and tribulations. It's not easy. I did have a problem where the actual code would, if you got it right on the second, the fourth, the sixth, all the even attempts, if you got the number right, it wouldn't ask if you want to play again, it would just play again. It would take you to the third, the fifth, the seventh, one number after all the even attempts, right? So it worked perfectly for the first iteration, and then afterwards we had to figure out why, and that's where that whole, I was using a while so-and-so is equal, if so-and-so is equal up in the main, or at least that's what I think. I'm filming the voiceover a little bit after. Anyway, we've got some music rolling, and I don't want to take up too much of your time with the voiceover.